What?
There he is. Glenn Boss in the dance. He's just won the Toorak handicap. And why wouldn't he be happy? Show a heart, bit of a jig, bit of a jive. I'm not sure what you call that. I'm too old to know what that means. But Glenn Boss obviously knows what it means. And he's got another Group 1 notch on his belt in the Toorak handicap. Let's have a look at the dibs. Show a heart, 16.70 and 5.20. Mars Aguilera, $10.40 place. And Shot of Thunder, $8.90. In the Toorak handicap, well, race 9. That will be our last race for coverage this afternoon. Let's take a peek at the totes in the last. Kingsgate, 7.60. The early totes, I might add. Debrief, 9.90. Logical Reason, 6.20. Eutectic. I'll get that right. It is late in the day, $36. Andrella, 14. Jade Prince, 11. Regal Touch, $107. And I think if you saw a bookmaker, he'd say, name your own odds. Number 9, Collins Street, $19. Desert Eagle, $7.90. Kennett, $28. Flying Pig, $10. Fred Kersley called Northerly a pig. Well, I tell you what, he flew today. Geronimo Run, $13. Zinadan, $43. Lizophony, $14. Travis Skay, $15. And let's go over the page to Treasure Bay, $27. 18 and 19 aren't with us. Well, we've had a wonderful day here at Caulfield. Still race 9 to come. But earlier in the week, we had an announcement here at Caulfield about changes to racing at both Caulfield and Sandown in future. Now, let's just take a look. Kevin Hayes, the chairman of the VATC, announced these during the week. Caulfield meetings are going to be reduced from 31 to 20 from the start of the 2002-2003 season. A second turf track is to be built at Sandown, and Sandown will host 43 meetings for the racing season. And the VATC will be renamed the Melbourne Racing Club, and that will come into service from January 1st, 2002. And Caulfield, their marketing strategy will be based around a centre of excellence. Well, I mentioned Kevin Hayes, the chairman of the VATC, soon to be the MRC, the Melbourne Racing Club. Kevin, thanks for your time on such a busy day. Firstly, you must be thrilled with what's gone on out here today.
Totally thrilled, Simon. I mean, we knew this was going to be a great race meeting, and I think as the meeting itself evolved, we finished up with what I believe will be probably one of the best, if not the best meeting of the spring, led obviously by the quality of horses.
Now, let's have a look at the changes. Obviously, yourself and your committee have sat down. You've thought through, we've got to do something proactive to stop this discussion on track bias and improve a racing surface. Am I fair in saying that?
Absolutely. I think the thing that really led us into this, Simon, is the fact that the thoroughbred racehorse is our reason for being. And one of the best ways to protect the future of the industry is to make sure that we can provide for the racehorse himself fair and safe tracks on all occasions. Now, if you do that, you then look after the two major investors in the racing industry. They are the owners, who put their money up front, and the punters, who do it consistently year in, year out. We thought if we can provide them with consistent and safe tracks, we're going to have better racing and attract more people to it.
Well, let's have a look at the tracks. Firstly, at Sandown. Sandown is now going to be running with 2 tracks.
Yes.
Now, those tracks, I think we have the hillside track.
Yes.
And the lakeside track. Can you just explain to us from the graphic we have now up on screen,
yes,
explain to us as best you can what that means?
Okay. The lakeside track, obviously named because it goes around the lake itself, will be virtually unaltered. I think most people recognise that that's the best surface in racing in Australia. The hillside track, which will go up the hill on the right-hand side as you're facing the track, will go up and run parallel with the lakeside track all the way around, so that it'll have the same profile as the existing track, that is up at the back and up again towards the finish. It will be slightly longer. It'll be 2,100 metres longer. It will have a straight of 500 metres, but the profile of the track will be exactly the same as the existing track. And as well, it will be exactly the same turf. What we want to do is to mirror with hillside exactly the same surface and racing profile as we have with the existing track.
Now, I'd be right in saying the only coexisting turf will be the back straight.
The back straight, but even then, the back straight is going to be widened from 30 metres to 45, so that even though the horses are going down the back straight, they will be going on new ground each time, hillside, lakeside.
Okay, so some changes here at Caulfield as well. You're marking it as the course of excellence. There'll be a listed or group race on every race meeting that's held here, and you're making some major changes, more so, not so much to the track, but to the middle of the course and the surrounds.
Yeah, well, we are committed to spend $200,000 a year to the trust to beautify the course, because this is still a public course. What we're going to do is to bring forward that $200,000 a year from over a 5-year period, spend it over 2 years, and really beautify it so it becomes a place that people really want to come to and look at first-class racing. Our whole view on this is not quantity, but quality of racing.
Yeah, I think that was one of the great things too. You're really hanging your hat on here as a centre of excellence on group racing every time you come to Caulfield.
There will be a feature race program every time people come to Caulfield.
Now, just quickly, let's touch on the name. The Victorian Amateur Turf Club is going to become the Melbourne Racing Club. Where did that name evolve from?
Okay, we took over or merged with the Melbourne Racing Club in 1963. Our view is that...
I was only one then, Kevin.
I wasn't even born, Simon. Anyway, that's by the by.
Please, let's cut the humour.
In 1963, we took over the Melbourne Racing Club, and it became a subsidiary of the VATC. We believe now that the Melbourne Racing Club more truly recognises the fact that the VATC runs 50% of all metropolitan racing in this state, and geographically and demographically, really our two race courses, Caulfield and Sandown, are in the centre of Melbourne itself. So we believe the name Melbourne Racing Club really identifies with what the VATC was all about. On top of that, the Victoria Amateur Turf Club is something of an anachronism. And now I know that might offend some of the people who've been around for a long, long time, but really what we're after is promoting racing to the modern race goer, and we believe that the Melbourne Racing Club is a name that will attract them.
Well, Kevin, congratulations, one, on the initiatives, and two, in particular, the start of your Spring Carnival here. It's been a great day.
Fabulous. Thanks very much indeed, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Hayes joining us there, the chairman of the VATC. Still more to come from the Heath here on what's starting to be a wet afternoon on the wide world of sports.
Yes, a wonderful day for the Gouch. Darren Gouchy, John Hawkes, and of course the Ingham brothers there, as Lonhro won this year's Carlton Draft Caulfield Guineas, paying $5.60 and $2.40 for the place. Number 6, Eustonov, $5.80. Number 7, Pure Theatre, $2.50. The Quinella, $75.80. The Trifecta, $1,012. It was a fantastic race, and certainly the man, the Gouch, what a fantastic day he's had. Has ridden a double, but we're going to find out who had the bad luck story of the day. Simon Marshall has found out just who is ruining today's Caulfield Guineas.
Nash, Ebony Knight ran 6th. Great run. He looked the winner at the top of the straight.
Yeah, he did, Simon. He's a lovely horse. You know, he's going to develop into a real good horse. He's just still a bit new, and you know, I just think he's going to be a better horse later on. Just a few things didn't work out for us. It was a terrific effort.
Brett, Pure Theatre, he never let his backers down today.
No, nothing short of probably outstanding, Simon. He over-raced mid-race. He's not used to the mild tempo. When they backed the pace off, he obviously used to the high speed races, and he wanted to keep rolling. Really pulled quite I was flat holding him there for a couple of strides, and I got in a bit of a jostle and bustle there. The boys up in front of me just didn't help matters. Every time he get a bit of a bump, I want to go faster, you know. So he wasted a lot of energy. Still looked like he was going to win, and just petered out the last little bit. I think inexperience from, you know, sort of race experience has probably cost him the win.
Glen Royal Cody ran fantastic.
Unbelievable race, really. I was sort of back, you know, Lonhro was behind me. I was 3 wide, had cover, and coming down the side there, down the hill, he just got on the wrong leg and was hopelessly, going nowhere hopelessly, you know, and I thought he was going to run near the tail of the field. Lonhro put 4 lengths on me quickly, and Lonhro is running back to 2 lengths. His outstanding last 100 metres.
Paddy Eustonov ran super.
I was very happy with the way he ran. Couldn't be disappointed. He had a nice run. He tried hard. The winner was just too good on the day, but I think there's brighter things ahead for Eustonov.
What about the Derby?
I think it'll be an ideal race for him.
Thanks, Paddy.
Thanks, Tom.
Damien, North Boy, a little disappointing today.
Yeah, the 1,600 metres was a little bit too far for him, Simon.
Lenny Beasley, Viking Rule, he finished off well.
He did, yeah. Probably had to ride him for a bit of luck from my bad barrier, 15 out of 15. You know, he got a nice run into the race and he really got to the line strongly, and, you know, he's going to be very competitive in the Derby.
Thanks, Len.
Simon Marshall down there with the beaten jockeys in today's Carlton Draft Caulfield Guineas. Well, what did we learn as far as the Cox Plate of the Derby is concerned, boys? What do you think?
Yeah, well, what I do think, Ed, is Simon Marshall's a very quick mover. He's now down with us, so he's pretty fleet of foot. Guys, that was a great race. I think it lived up to, I said earlier, the 96 Derby was a wonderful race, and this is the best 3-year-old race I had seen since then.
It was a sensational race, and looking towards the Derby, if you presume the winner Lonhro is not going to go on that far, well then the Viking Ruler was a sensational run, and so was Eustonov, and I just think they'll probably top the Derby markets now, Simon.
Yes, most definitely, Kenny. For sure, Lonhro will head towards the Cox Plate. The Gouch is very keen to make the weight. He'll be on the diet from here on in, and well, he's the type of ideal horse for the Cox Plate, Lonhro, because he gets back, he relaxes beautifully, and with 48 kilos on his back in a Cox Plate and that turn of foot, he's going to be the horse that's really going to test Sunline and Northerly. As far as the Derby goes, I thought that Eustonov was a fantastic run. He's got Bart's polish on him. He's obviously coming forward in leaps and bounds now. And Viking Ruler, we saw him win over 1,800 metres in Sydney in the Group 1 Champagne, Kenny. We know he relaxes. He's going to run the trip.
Well, while we're having a look back on those Group 1 races, the Yalumba Stakes, it was a beauty, and there was plenty of polish on Northerly. Let's have a quick look at the recap of the divs. $1.80 and $1.10 for Northerly, Shogun Lodge $1.40, and Ethereal $3.60. We heard from the Guineas beaten jockeys. Let's have a yarn to the beaten jockeys in the Yalumba.
Corey Brownhill, Grace, she went all right.
She did, Simon. She's a little bit disappointing last start back in New Zealand, but she come in today and she's put her right foot forward and she's run well. Probably just looking for a little bit further now, but the run was good.
Scotty Seamer, Ethereal, fantastic run.
Was a very nice run under the handicap weight for age conditions against Northerly. She's a 1.5 mile horse, so 2,000 metres. She's on the way up and just waiting for next Saturday.
She'll back up in the Cup?
She'll back up in the Cup, 50 kilos on her back. Caulfield Cup always run at a nice pace. She'll come from midfield a bit worse and storm home at the finish.
I detect a little bit of an each-way bet there.
Oh, not each way.
Greg, it's Platonic, ran 5th.
We're in a nice race. Just got a little bit tad further back than what we would like, but got to the line good, and it'll pick up a nice mares race somewhere over the carnival.
Glenn Shogun Lodge, he's run second again today. What do you think of the run?
Oh, he runs sensational, Simon. He just sort of lost a bit on the turn. When Northerly put a gap on me about 3 lengths, I was really trying to coax my horse around the turn. He really was struggling on the bend, just through the, just not really going this way well, but just when he got balanced up, he really let down with a good sectional, between the 400 and the 300 and the 100 metre mark to reel in Northerly pretty quick, but then he just couldn't find that extra length that Northerly had pinched earlier, and his run probably just peaked on his run with 40, 50 metres to go.
There's some good leg ups from the jockeys there. Some wonderful racing still to come in the spring, and one more to come from the Heath. Caulfield Racecourse this afternoon will be race 9 right after this break on the Wide World of Sports. One to go from Caulfield Racecourse today on Carlton Draft Caulfield Guineas Day, and what a day it has been. The last race, the programmed maintenance plate, and let's take a look at the totes.
Yeah, why not? Number 1 Kingsgate, second in the Epsom in Sydney from the Gay Waterhouse stable, and G-Boss, what a combination, $7.10. Debrief at $8.10, Logical Reason $6.80, $30 Few Tactic, Then we go to number 5, Andrella from New Zealand, who I think's got a good chance at $13. $11 for Jade Prince. He'll like the conditions. It'll sting out of the ground. $123 for Regal Touch. Tears Rule is scratched. Over to number 9, Collins Street, $18. Desert Eagle, $8.40. Kennett, $23. Flying Pig, $11. $14 for Geronimo Run. Zinny Dan at $48. Lusophagy, $15. Travis Gay also at $15. And number 17, Treasure Bay at $27. Currency Rep and Full of Rhythm were not required.
Well, let's see what you like in the last, fellas. Talk us through it. Kenny?
Yeah, look, I think Andrella comes here with some very sound form. I don't think this is an absolute top draw field, and Andrella's in with the right weight. I thought it had a chance.
I think there's a good long shot here. Number 4, Tactic, a horse from Western Australia. Got form round Shot of Thunder and represents fantastic value.
Well, I think we've probably seen today with the wonderful racing we've had here at Caulfield, a lot of movements in Cox Plate and Caulfield Cup markets. To update us on the last and both those Cox Plate and Caulfield Cup markets, here's Andrew Voss.
Well, Simon, the news on the Caulfield Cup that we'll have on the Wide World of Sports next Saturday is that Freemason has been the biggest firmer from today. At the start of today, you could have got $33. It's now into $20. The favourite at this stage for the Caulfield Cup next Saturday remains unchanged. That is Primrose Sands. As far as the Cox Plate goes, that's where the big story is. Lonhro, the winner of the Caulfield Guineas at the start of today, $15. It is now 4th in line on betting at $6 is the price from Michael Iskander, a good mate of ours, the bookmaker for Wide World of Sports. So Lonhro into $6 behind Sunline $2.75. No change about Northerly despite its win at $4. And then Universal Prince at the moment at $5.50. Now our Crown Punting Challenge today has been fantastic. Earlier today, Australia versus Ireland. Well, the Irish might have got the cash last night, but Australia won today $560 to 0. The Irish didn't pick up a cent. Jeff Hugel currently on 0, looking to break his duck. World champion butterflyer, though. He will come good in the final race. What are you going to do? You've got $200 to spend.
We've got $200 to spend. We're going to stick with putting 80 each way on number 3, Logical Reason. And then we're going to go for a wild card here. We're going to put 20 each way on number 4, Eutectic. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
All right, that's Jeff Hugel's tip for the final race here at Caulfield. I can tell you from the betting ring, it's just about going to be joint favourites, the top 3. Kingsgate, Debrief, and Logical Reason, the tip for Jeff Hugel. I'm on it as well. We'll get the money tonight. Tell my wife at home we're going out for Chinese for dinner and get the boy ready and everything. We will take a break on Wide World of Sports. It's the Get Out Stakes after this. Back with more in a moment.
They're at the gates for the last. The program maintenance plate over 1,400 metres. Simon Marshall is around there with them. How did they go around, Simon?
Everybody came around extremely well, Simon O'Donnell. Kingsgate looked fantastic from Gay Waterhouse's stable. And Bossy's just standing up on the barrier frame there to keep the weight off this horse's back. I don't know whether they're allowed to do that too often behind the gates. I think everyone's meant to keep the weight, so he's sneaky cheating there for Kingsgate. But number 2, Debrief from the Hawk Stables looked fantastic. I'll tell you what did stand out a little bit on the way around, and that was Desert Eagle from Matty Ellis's stable. And he looked the winner there last start, but he just couldn't quite find the line. Give him another chance today. Number 6, Jade Prince, turned the eye for me. He's a horse that's coming over from Sydney. I thought they went a little bit early on him last start. He's a bit of a smoky in this. And Andrella, it looked okay from Sheila Laxton's stables too. Gee, she's presented her horse as well here today. Whoa, watch out there, Brady. Just about to run me over. You get that behind the gates here, folks. But apart from that, Travis Gay looked okay. Lusophagy, well, she's got to lift a little bit. And Treasure Bay, one last start. Freddie Preble has got an interest in this horse. His wife Marie, or soon-to-be wife Marie, owns it. It looked okay too behind the gates. We got 2 to walk up. It's back to you, Simon O'Donnell.
Thanks, Simon. And yes, those horses all looking very well and pretty relaxed. Any last-minute thoughts, fellas? No, nothing from Kenny and Ronnie.
Yeah, we should.
They're watching the pictures.
We're watching the pictures of this last race, and I'm sure it's going to be a thriller. Let's go to our caller, Greg Miles.
All clear comes through. Getting light drizzle, they're off and racing, and Kennett stumbled down on the inside. Otherwise, not a bad start. And the first to break the line here is Jade Prince along the inside in company with Travis Gay and Lusophagy. Andrella's up there settling 4th, followed by Zinadan, a length. Geronimo Run going forward. They're being followed a length and a half further back in the field by Flying Pig, and then Kingsgate. Kennett midfield the rail. A length and a half further back in the field, then Debrief going forward the outside, followed by Logical Reason and Desert Eagle. Next Eutectic being trailed trailed then by Treasure Bay, Regal Touch and Collins Street last of all. Up by the 800 and Zinadan over on the outside and Lazophony share the lead. Geronimo Runs got into third placing. Travis Gay on the rails in fourth, and they're followed a length and a half to Andrella. Jade Prince on the inside, and Kingsgate is improving his position round the outside, followed by Flying Pig. Then Debrief taken out wide to start a run, and Eutectic follows him home, being trailed then as they swept towards the turn by Treasure Bay. Round the turn they come at the 400, and Geronimo Runs taken over the running before the bend. Kingsgate chases him, and so does Debrief, clear of Andrella, Zinadan, and then Desert Eagle. Geronimo Run, the leader in the straight from Kingsgate. Debrief, Desert Eagle coming through on the inside with a good run. 150 to go now. Geronimo Run joined on the inside by Desert Eagle. Desert Eagle takes the lead now. Down the outside, Debrief and Kingsgate, but Desert Eagle clear, and Desert Eagle takes out the last beats Geronimo Run. Kingsgate might have grabbed third from Debrief. Then Eutectic, Collins Street, Travis Gay over on the inside. They were trailed further back in the field by Treasure Bay. Back behind these to finish in the race, Flying Pig and Regal Touch. Logical Reason, Kennett, Zinadan. Finishing well back as Jade Prince and also Andrella, with Lazophony tiring badly amongst the tail enders.
Yeah, number 10, Desert Eagle, 9.70 and 3.50. Number 13, Geronimo Run, 4.30, and it's a photo for third. By golly, he sprouted wings through the middle there, Desert Eagle. Went home too well for Geronimo Run, and it was a most stylish win. On the turn, he's the horse in the bright green colours, trailing up the horse in the purple. He goes back to the inside. The horse in the purple, of course, was the top weight Kingsgate. Now he comes after Geronimo Run in the black, gets the run, and good night, nurse. It's all Desert Eagle. Goes home to beat Geronimo Run. Down the outside is Debrief, and Kingsgate inside of him in the purple. Close for third, no doubt about the winner, and we're looking for the third placings now. Yes, it's official, number 1 Kingsgate. So 10, 13 and 1 are the official placings. 10, what a performance by Desert Eagle, has beaten number 13 Geronimo Run and number 1 Kingsgate. Look at him sprint there along the inside in the green colours. Quickly picked up Geronimo Run. That's Kingsgate in the purple. He just nuts Debrief as it for third placing.
Yeah, he was simply too good on his home track. He'd had the 3 runs back from a spell and fully wound up. He was far too good there.
He certainly was. And here's the head-on, as we've told you, the horse in the lime green colours with the green cap. Outside of him is Kingsgate, and is Kingsgate in the purple, of course, and Geronimo Run with the black sleeves. Tim Sheridan is with Connections.
Well, Matty Ellerton, last race of the day, never too late to get a winner, is it?
No, it's good to break through with him. You know, he hasn't had the best of luck, so it's good today.
That was just a lovely run at the right time of the race, wasn't it? You know, set him back a bit.
Yeah, he rode him very well. You know, it's exactly how I asked him to ride him, and you know, just setting to save him from one crack at him, and that's what he did, and the horse won duly.
Yeah. What's next for this horse?
Look, he might go on to something better, this horse. You know, he's shown a bit in the past, and you know, he did win Zetative Stakes here back in the autumn, so you know, we might look up a bit for him.
Okay, Matty, thanks and congratulations. Here's Simon Marshall.
Thanks, mate. Danny Nikolic, Jesus, a pick-up ride for you. You'd ridden 3 seconds today, and fantastic to win the get-out stakes, eh?
Yeah, I was just wrapped to ride a winner. It's the first time I've ridden for this stable for a long time, since I was riding paint, and I'm just wrapped to ride a winner for him.
Super little horse. We'll look forward to him presenting himself well over the carnival again.
Yeah, I think he's got a good win in him because he travels good and he's got a good turn of speed, so it was a good win today.
Good to see you in the winner's circle, Dan.
Thanks very much, Simon.
All the best, mate. Back to you boys in the mounting yard.
Yeah, and, well, a good performance. Very polished rider, Danny Nikolic. I never mind putting my cash on him. And as Matty Ellison says, a very good ride, Simon O'Donnell.
Yes, a good effort there from Danny Nikolic. And from down here, it's a touch cool. The rain started to fall. You can see the mounting yards a touch wet, but well, we can see mainly Kenny there. I reckon we could have seen initially racing back to see us. But it's been a wonderful day here, the Carlton Draft Caulfield Guineas Day. Ed, we've thoroughly enjoyed it, and we look forward to doing it again next week.
Fantastic days racing here at Caulfield. As Simon said, we'll be back here next week. There's plenty of other big sport on Widewater Sports, and just as we look at the what's coming up, we had a great day today for the Trevor Barker Foundation, the Crown Punting Challenge. The boys able to come up with $660 for the Trevor Barker Foundation. Tomorrow it continues on Widewater Sports from 11 o'clock. We head to the Bankstown Oval for the ING Cup match between New South Wales and Tasmania. Then tomorrow afternoon, live from Suzuka, it's the final round of the 2001 Formula One World Championship, the Japanese Grand Prix. And don't forget, next Saturday. It's the Carlton Draft Spring Racing Festival. It continues with a big one, the $2.5 million Caulfield Cup. Our 5-hour coverage begins at midday. Make sure you're with us then. Well, it was a fantastic day today. Congratulations to Lonro, the Caulfield Guineas winner. It was an absolute beauty. We'll see you next week.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.